Hey, what's up, everyone? Ryan Arnold, aka DMS Reviews and Metal Ben's Chronicles. As always,
Yo!
got my head on. We're back for part 2 of Scorpions. Yes, we are, like I said before, we are doing their entire discography. Unlike Jeff. Hello, Jeff, if you're watching this. But yes, we're finally on to part 2. So this is everything after Savage Music. This is Crazy World 2. Rock Believer, if I'm
Rock
correct.
Believer.
Oh, we got
Absolutely.
somebody already in here. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. Welcome.
What's up, Courtney?
That's gotta be. I think I remember we might be the singer, but yes, we're talking everything else from Scorpions, the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, including Jeff. Jeff, and we got me, Metal Mike here, and we also got again. Nice of you to be here. But yes, we are gonna get started. Obviously, they lose their longtime producer. Was it Dieter Dierks? I don't know.
Dieter Dirks, yes.
But let's just get right into it. Obviously, they lose him, and shortly after this next one, we lose Francis Buckles. A couple of years after this one, we're gonna start off with Crazy World. So Ben, obviously, we're gonna do it a little bit differently. So Ben's starting it off, and unlike I will mention before I go on him, unlike last time, I actually did put in an effort. So there will be some more. I'll be talking more on some of these albums, going track by track in some of these cases. So Ben, take it away for Crazy World.
All right, well, before we get into Crazy World, I forgot to mention this in part one that should have been mentioned.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they put out Worldwide Live in '85, which is a collection of songs from Love Drive to Love at First Sting. It's just a live album, kind of like what Tokyo Tapes was with their 70s material. This has, up to their, mid 80s material. Just figured I'd mention that. Pretty good live album. Anyways, let's get on to Crazy World. Came out in 1990, produced by Keith Olsen and the Scorpions, which Keith Olsen did do some production for Ozzy, a bunch of other artists. So we got, 12 tracks here. So I do think this album's a little bit it's a little bit of an improvement over Savage Amusement, However, definitely has its flaws.
Yep.
Tease Me, Please Me begins the album, a good hard rocking track, pretty energetic, kind of corny, but has a pretty cool riff, Don't Believe Her, kind of a pop metal type of song. Not a bad track, it's pretty decent. To Be With You in Heaven, it's whatever, kind of forgettable. Wind of Change. Now, this song obviously would become a massive hit for this band, and around this time is when the Berlin Wall was falling down, and so this song definitely blew up for them. Still gets played on classic rock radio to this day. Obviously a ballad, everybody freaking knows it. Me, I'm pretty much burned out on this song. I really never have to hear it again. But, it's an all right track, I guess. Restless Night, it's all right. Kind of a rocking tune. Luster Love, it's whatever. Kicks After 6. Now, this track is pretty good. It's a pretty rocking tune. Hit Between the Eyes. Hit Between the Eyes is a pretty good rocker. Money and Fame's whatever. The title track, Crazy World's a good track. Probably one of the better tracks on the album. And Send Me an Angel ends the album, another ballad, continuing that tradition of ending their albums with a ballad. It's a nice ballad. It's not bad. However, and don't expect a lot of overly high scores in this part two. I don't know, man. I give this a 7 out of 10. It's all right. I don't really go back to it anymore.
Yep. Yeah, obviously for me, I could kind of agree with you. Yeah, obviously it is an improvement for me over Savage Amusement easily. Yeah, like I said, you said first two. I just have what you said, those first two tracks. You like Tease Me, Please Me, and then what was the other one after that one? I'm assuming I forgot what it was called on here. But I have first two songs sound like something off of Blackout, Love and First Sting, while 3 and 4, which does include Wind of Change, or Savage Amusement sounding songs pretty much. I didn't want to mention it up until when I got through this. Restless Nights it's kind of a mix. It's kind of got as a very bluesy verse when I was listening to it, and also having like a hard rock metal chorus. So it did give off a little bit of like a bluesy vibe to me. Lust or Love music sounds like Love and First Sting, while lyrics are very Savage Amusement / Love and First Sting like. Like it definitely has that. The sound is like very much of that heavy or kind of heavy hard rock sound from Love and First Sting. Kicks After 6, yes. Like this one, Law is a very Blackout, Love and First Sting sounding song. One thing I should also mention is the only one with lyrics written by Buckles, Francis, before he left. So he has some writing credits on this one, which leads into another one, in Hit Between the Eyes. Then the Zoo, then the Zoo sounding Money and Fame. The Rocky Like a Hurricane sounding title track. And you basically said it, another ballad, but it reminded me of Still Loving You for me when I was listening to it. That closes the album. Overall, it's an album that has songs that sound, it's kind of like a combination of the last 3 albums from them. Really is a continuation of that. It's like some songs have Blackout, Love and First Thing, some songs sound like they're from Savage Amusement, and definitely an improvement of that. I'm going to give this a 9.75 out of 10. Really enjoyed this, but for a while, this one is, at least for a while, I ended up enjoying this one quite a bit. So, next up, the only one we'll ever be showing together for both of us, Face the Heat. Obviously, this was, one particular person in mind, and I noticed who is producing this one with Scorpions. Frickin' Bruce Fairbairn, or whatever his last name. I keep butchering his name. And he is, if we know Keith Olsen's a big one, Bruce Fairbairn has done some great stuff too. I believe the same year he's done up to this point, the previous 3 Aerosmith albums. That's, I believe, Permanent Vacation, Pump, and Get a Grip. He's worked with Bon Jovi. Yes, he has worked with Bon Jovi. Considering their more specifically their big albums, Slippery When Wet, and one of my favorite AC/DC albums of all time, The Razor's Edge. He's worked on, and he also worked on later after this one, the reunion album with Kiss, Psycho Circus. So he's kind of all over the place in the rock. He's only around from up until 99, when unfortunately he passed away. Rest in peace for Bruce Fairbairn. But yes, let's talk about this album right here. He's still around during this time. So let's talk about Face the Heat. Ben, take it away. Oh, by the way, you're muted as well.
Face the Heat came out in 1993. Okay. So this album has 11 tracks. Okay. Produced by Bruce Fairbairn and the Scorpions, and obviously Doc McGee Management, sadly, who produces Bon Jovi.
Yeah, like I said, but he produced some good stuff too. I mentioned the Kiss reunion album, Psycho Circus, The Razor's Edge from AC/DC, also their live album in the 90s as well for AC/DC as well. So on top of he's worked with Bon Jovi, but he's worked with some others, like I mentioned. Aerosmith he's worked with.
All right, man. So let's get into the album. 11 tracks here. I think this album's a little bit better than Crazy World. It's a little heavier in parts. Like the opening track, Alien Nation, has a good heavy riff to it, Probably one of the heavier tracks they had done in a while up to that point. So really good track. No Pain, No Game. Kind of sounds like it could have been off Animal Magnetism or Blackout. It's got a pretty good catchy rip to it. Someone to Touch. This one has like an energetic rocking vibe to it too. definitely sounds like it could have been off one of those early, one of those early to mid '80s Scorpions albums. So we're starting out on a good track here. We're getting back to like rocking a bit here. But then it goes south quick, at least for this track. Under the Same Sun. Don't like it. Don't like it. Sounds way too much like Bon Jovi or Aerosmith at that time. Just way, way too commercial sounding.
Yep.
Unholy Alliance is a pretty decent track, kind of rocking. Woman, this track's really interesting because this almost has a Queen vibe to it. Kind of like it. I actually kind of like Woman. I think it's an okay track for being a weird ballad. Okay, so then we flip it over. Hate to Be Nice, a rocking track. Not much to say about it, really. But to me, this is where the album kind of just falls a bit. Taxman Woman, just a stupid song. I don't like it at all. Ship of Fools is pretty decent, not a bad track. Nightmare Avenue's okay. Not much to really say about it. And then we end it with Lonely Nights, which is a ballad. Kind of a decent ballad to end this record. I mean, this one is an improvement over Crazy World, I think. Commercially, it didn't do real well because this isn't the period when grunge is blowing up and nobody really gives a fuck about bands like this anymore in 1993. However, I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10.
Yep. Yeah, obviously for me, just writing this, funny enough, only one song on here was on a the greatest hits that Ben will be briefly mentioning on here. Alienation is the only one on here that gets into like a greatest hits they put out later, maybe about almost a decade later. But I didn't write much for this one. It's every so often I will not write much for albums. This is one of those. Obviously you mentioned Woman. I think with this is one of those. Yes, this is the last one with Herman Rarebell on the drums. Yes, for the most part, this album sounds like a continuation of Crazy World. But there is one song in particular that stands out for me. You mentioned Woman. I listened to that one and I hear so much The Show Must Go On from Queen. Just hearing that one, I'm like, why am I hearing Queen on here? I'm like, why? It's just like, why? And that's what, the 6th track on this. I was like, why am I hearing Queen's The Show Must Go On? I'm like, yeah, Queen's was a lot better, but that was only, 1991, I believe that came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Innuendo, which came out in 91. This is 2 years later. I'm like, why? Yeah, Kios. I mean, yeah. I like Aerosmith too, but I mean, Bruce Fairbairn worked with them on Permanent Vacation, Pump, and Get a Grip. Yeah, Woman sounds so much like, if you hear that, I'm like, I hear so much like freaking Woman or The Show Must Go On from freaking Queen. But overall, I think I enjoyed this. I think this is a lot better. Yeah, I have this a little bit. It's kind of almost the same, just a little bit better than Crazy World. So yeah, I also give it a 9.75 out of 10. I do agree. It's definitely better than Crazy World by quite a bit. But yeah. Okay, after this, alrighty. I know. Well, here we go. I want to build into this one real quick because a lot of, I guess you could say, Scorpions fans, this is where I'm calling this the 11-year void. It's not a gap because with a gap, there's no albums in here. This is a void, which means there's albums that even the band themselves don't really want to talk about when it comes to this. There is kind of an 11-year gap. Like I said, this came out in 93, and then, people try to erase these next 2 releases from them in their mind. Because up to this point, I think for me, or somebody else, I would say, okay, the lowest has been Lonesome Crow. But even then, that's a debut album. I thought it makes a little bit more sense. Of, like, I remember watching a wrestling video that said one guy was like, they didn't know what they were doing in the beginning. It's like it kind of reminded me of this guy saying they haven't gotten their full subscription yet. They're in the trial period when it comes to Davey. They haven't figured out their sound. Whereas we get to these albums, this is the 12th album now, Ben, if I'm correct.
Cool.
I believe we had, because we're 2 albums into this. So there's 10 in the previous. So we're over 10 albums into this, and you got to think to yourself, you should have known better. You should have known better than to do this kind of albums. We're about to talk about those albums from this band. Oh, let's get into this. Obviously, we lose Herman Rarebell. They couldn't find a drummer, so they just got a session drummer. They get a drummer after this, but for this album, they had a session drummer. Oh boy, it starts to go downhill after Face the Heat. Let's talk about the third album into this. 1996's Pure Instinct. Ben, take it away. Let's get this over with.
All right, so while I'm thinking about it, they would put out another live album in 1995. Yeah, I almost forgot about this, but this would have been the last thing that was put out on Mercury, Live Bite. Kind of an interesting live album. I mean, it's got like Alien Nation on it. I mean, it's got songs from, Crazy World and Face the Heat. I think Savage Amusement too. Yeah. But interestingly, it has a live version of Entrance on it, which absolutely smoked. And the version of Alien Nation they do on this sounds way better than the Face the Heat version. It sounds way heavier on this. So yeah, Live Bite's kind of interesting. There's 3 unreleased tracks on here. Not really worth talking about because they're all ballads. Anyways, yeah, let's get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah. At the very least, it's not bad, but my God, it's still at the bottom though. My God.
Oh yeah, so this is the one I no longer own. I used to have this on tape, but I don't have it on tape anymore. Pure Instinct. The album cover looks like classic Scorpions, but oh boy, it does not sound like classic Scorpions.
Oh no, it is far from it. Far from it.
And this freaking album, man, it kind of just came out of nowhere. There was no promotion for it, nothing. And it's the only album they put out on Atlantic Records. Yeah, May 21st, 1996. Who produced this?
Keith Olsen was one of them that was on there.
Yeah. Oh boy, and here's like an alternate album cover too, if I can get it to blow up here. I guess this would be like the centered album cover.
Yeah, that's when you see them, it's like you can tell it's like they are going down that path pretty much. Big time, yeah. Yeah, they got so many people working on this when it comes to producer-wise. Yeah, Erwin Musbury. Yeah, Keith Olsen comes back on this one. This one's the last one he does with the band. Oh.
All right, let's get on to the album here. Once I pull it back up here again. Okay, Face the Heat, or not Face the Heat, Pure Instinct. Oh yes, so here we go. Track listing. It opens up with Wild Child, the only heavy track on this album.
Yeah, this is the only. Yeah, I would like to add the only good one on here because my God, it's only good rocking song on here. It's like God.
Even though it begins in bizarre fashion with bagpipes, all in all, it's a pretty good rocking tune. You'd think, man, okay, it's starting out good, but oh boy, it goes down real fast.
Yeah,
but the best for you. What the hell is going on this track? This is like a predecessor to the next album. This song sucks. Very poppy sounding, just crap. Does anyone know just a ballad that sounds like they're trying to...
Wind of Change Part 2. Wind of Change Part 2. Because I can hear the rhythm in that one. I'll spoil that one. I'm like, I can hear the rhythm. I can hear that one ballad from Wind of Change. I'm like, that made me think Wind of Change Part 2 pretty much.
Yeah, like he said, it sounds like they're just trying to rewrite Wind of Change. It's boring. It's crap. Stone in My Shoes. The song's actually okay. It's not that bad.
I had all right on this one.
It's nothing special, but it's all right.
Yep. Glad you can make it, Rick. Glad you can make it, man.
Yeah,
I
what's
told
up,
him
Rick?
earlier. Glad you can make it, man.
Hell yeah. So where are we at here? Soul Behind the Face. This song's boring too. It's just slow. Like every song on here is slow.
Yep. Trying to do
Oh,
ballads is basically what it is.
here's a song that teases that it could be a hard rocking track. Oh girl, I want to be like you. Kind of has like a similar beginning to I don't know, something off of Blackout.
No one like you, pretty much.
A little bit, but Jesus Christ, it gets bad real quick. Just slow and boring and sappy the whole way through. When you came into my life, oh my goodness. Now this is actually kind of a nice ballad, but it's just at this point I want to hear something heavier.
Yeah,
I just want to hear something heavier, and this album's not giving that to me. So, and then Where the River Flows, just another boring song.
I prefer the Collective Soul version of this song over this one, because at least with the Collective Soul version, it's heavy. Like dun, 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 dun. And this came out a year after that one. Like God. Yeah, forget it. The other one, Mike. Apologies.
Time Will Call Your Name. Okay, this one's a little more hard rocking, but man, it's just not very memorable. Yeah, just kind of whatever. You and I. This is apparently a leftover track from the 80s. It's another ballad.
Yep, another Wind of Change ballad. Another Wind of Change.
Yeah. And then the last track, Are You the One? I don't know what the hell is going on with this track.
Oh, here's what I found out about that one. That's a song they wrote for Bonnie Tyler. You know, the one who did Totally Close to the Heart and stuff. I'm like, good Lord. Good timing. We're talking about the bad stuff here.
Yeah, this album's very, very boring. Like I said, there's only 2 rocking tracks on this record. Well, one song rocks, one song is heavy. This album to me gets a 4 out of 10. It's boring.
Yep. Alrighty, here I go. Freaking pull this off the cord. Here we go. Yeah, they had a session for this. Yeah, finally I'm gonna go through this one. Wild Child, good rockin' opener. But the Best for You is a very interesting song in that it's kind of AC/DC or alternative like. Like I said, Does Anyone Know? It's essentially Wind of Change Part 2. Stone in My Shoe is an all-right rock song. Soul Behind the Face is the first modern sounding Scorpions ballad. Oh Girl, I Want to Be With You is just No One Like You, but modern sounding. When You Came Into My Life is another modern Scorpions ballad. While it's good, I much prefer the Collective Soul version of Where the River Flows as opposed to this one. Because like I said, the Collective Soul version is so much more heavier than this version. It's all right. It's good. But I prefer the Collective Soul version. At least it's heavy and stuff like that. Time Will Call Your Name sounds very modern Scorpions. You and I, while it did get popularity, is another Wind of Change sounding ballad. Any album closes with the song Rudolph and Klaus wrote for Bonnie Tyler, but changed its name to Are You the One? Despite that, it's another modern Scorpions ballad. That's what it is. But overall, this is an alright album. I had it decent. I give this a 6.75 out of 10. It's decent. It's got some moments that are good, but for the most part, just ballad. It's just like, God. But at the very least, at least it's got some good stuff. Oh, let's get it up. Oh, boy. If you thought it couldn't get any worse, oh, God. Here we go. And I feel sorry for you, Ben, that you have the worst album from Scorpions up to this point right now. Their 14th album. My God. Okay, first I was get at least some good ones. They get a permanent drummer. What's his name? James Kotak. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I feel sorry for him having to be on this one. So yeah, let's get into this. Is this gonna be a 0? Spoilers, it probably isn't, but it's still bad. I'll let you take over for this one, the worst Scorpions album of all time, Ben. eye to eye. God. Let's talk about this shit, and I will be right back as I gotta go take care of the dogs. So you can talk about this hunk of shit while I feed the dogs.
I think he means he has to go throw up afterwards too. Oh,
Bad.
good thing I have this in case I do throw up. Oh, you know what? I give anybody permission to come kick my ass for owning this piece of shit. And I thought I only paid $2 for this piece of garbage at a flea market. I guess I paid more than I thought I did. God damn, $4.40 freaking cents. What the fuck happened here? I mean, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to look like Metallica during the load period? Really? What the fuck is going on here? Let's get to the track listing here. Mysterious. What is this? It's like now we're trying to sound like U2 all of a sudden. What the hell is this? So poppy sounding, just horrible. And it doesn't get any better. Then we got to be number one. This is like just corny bubblegum pop crap. Let's see here. Okay. I can read the songs better this way. Obsession. Oh my God, let's try to write Winds of Change part fucking 100. Boring freaking crap. 10 light years away, again, another just boring poppy piece of shit.
I'm just now back. But I literally wrote is like Bon Jovi.
Yeah, this is like if this is like if Bon Jovi and U2 hooked up and had fucking sex and created the most horrific, terrifying bastard son you could think of. It's that bad.
And then we come to the only good song on this godforsaken album.
All right, so yeah, we're 4 songs in. They suck. Finally, we get a hard rocking track at track 5, I'm Like a Tree. That's actually decent.
Yeah, I mentioned to him before we even did all this, and I said Mine Like a Tree, and we're like, oh my God, we agree!
Yes, Mine Like a Tree is actually a good song. It's got hard, heavy riffs in it. But boy, back to shit. Eye to Eye, the title track. Fuck you at this point. What you give is, or what the fuck? What you give,
you get back.
Yeah, what you give, you get back. This song sucks. Skywriter. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this track. It's very.
I'm the same. I'm literally the same way. I was like, I don't know what to say or how I feel about it. That's what I literally wrote on here about Skywriter. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a fucking pop song. It's terrible. Yellow Butterfly, fucking horrible, just garbage. Freshly Squeezed. This has got to be one.
Here's freshly squeezed, more like freshly shitted.
Yeah, more like freshly trying to get a shit to come out of my asshole.
Freshly shitted.
Horrible. Stupid ass lyrics. Priscilla. Oh my God, there's actually some heavy riffs in this track, but the song still sucks.
Yeah, music is good. Vocals are bad. Ugh.
And then we get this German track.
Yep, Du bist so schmutzig.
Yeah, Du bist so schmutzig. I guess we're trying to be Rammstein on this track. And feeling very.
It sounds like it kind of does. I was hearing the Mine Like a Tree song sounds kind of like Rammstein a little bit. I was like, that's got a good one in there.
Aaliyah, what the fuck is this crap? More fucking putrid, fucking shit, piss, and puke. That's what this is.
Yeah, Red. Heavy, but it's A
Moment in a Million Years. I gotta be honest, the song's kind of pretty.
you kidding
That's
me?
what I'm gonna say though. It's still a ballad.
Good Lord, wow.
All right, so wow, only one good track on this record. Here we go. 0.5 out of 10.
Oh wow! So yeah, one good song.
This
I would
out.
have initially thought you would have gotten a 1 or something like that. Wow, I'm surprised at 0.5. Wow.
0. Point, not a 5, 0.5.
Yeah, 0.5. It ain't quite a 0, but my God, because it's got one redeeming song on here. Okay, now for my turn. Yes. I've written. Here's what I wrote. First album was Kodak on the drums. I feel sorry for him having this be his first album with the band. And I wasn't here to hear what you said about the other two, but I wrote Mysterious sounds like No More No Less from Collective Soul. They're kind of in that alternative or that kind of post grunge or something like that. To be number 1 is a laughable / sorry ass excuse to be pop country. Obsession sounds like a modern Wind of Change. 10 Light Years Away is like Bon Jovi. Like you said, finally we get to 5 songs in, we're finally get a good one. Mine Like a Tree. I've written here is a very industrial metal sounding song. This is the one that I was like, okay, it does take a turn for the better in some case. After 4, no, just no. I was just skipping through all of those. I'm like, yep, no, shit. Yep, no, heard that before. No, shit. Why don't we get to Mine Like a Tree? I'm like, finally, something good. Title track is a very interesting R&B like song. What You Give, You Get Back is an acoustic reggae about it. It's kind of got a reggae about it. Like I said about Skyrider, I don't know what to say or how I feel about it. It's weird. Yellow Butterfly is interesting. That's all I wrote for it. Freshly Squeezed, more like freshly shitted. Priscilla's music is good, but vocals are bad. Du bist so schmutzig. Their first song, written fully in German, is pretty punky and groovy. I wrote that. Aaliyah, while heavy, is And the album ends with A Moment in a Million Years, which is just another ballad. Overall, it's got a couple of songs I'll go back to, but the rest, garbage. I give rating wise, bad. That means I give it 3.75 out of 10. Yeah, not even close. Yep, not even close. And we're finally getting out of this godforsaken void. The void that is the 11-year void of Scorpions. God. And it was only 2 albums long. God. I wish it wasn't as bad. I do hide these nuts. Horrible album that even Satan won't listen to it. I will say this. Hello, Toasted Go. We just got done listening to or talking about the worst Scorpions albums, Pure Instinct and Night. Now we can finally get some good out of this one. Finally, yeah, that album was so bad. There was kind of a gap between them, and it was even. I remember seeing a comment that it was removed from the band's official website because the band regrets ever making those albums. But we had to talk about them because they count in this case. Oh God. Anyway, that was also the last with the. I guess with the other bassist in here, what's his name? I had to pull his name out. Ralph. What is his name? Ralph Rickerman. Yeah, last one he said, and then you get the other guy. You get the. I guess their comeback return lineup. That guy Masiwoda guy. He comes in later on. And then obviously what's mentioned in real quick. Because I know you haven't been. They made a compilation album. What was it called? Bad to Be Good, I believe it was called. Yeah. And they recorded 2 songs on there. They had almost everything on there, minus the most of the 70s albums. And for obvious reasons, they didn't want to include anything from Pure Instinct and I Drive. Although they should have added with Mind Like a Tree. That probably would have been a good album. Yeah, at worst, I would have given it a 1 because Mind Like a Tree is actually a great song on that one. But why are we still talking about that? We got to move on. Don't talk about that crap anymore.
So I forgot to mention too, on Pure Instinct, they had a session drummer named Kurt Kress on that album.
Yeah,
The
but
only
I
album
didn't want to
that
mention
has
it. That was only him. He was just a session guy. And then they get James Kotak, and he's
Yep,
been
on
with them.
iPods.
He would be up for their comeback albums, which is about this next the 4 albums, I believe, because we got 5 remaining. He does the next
Yeah.
he does 4 of the last 5 albums here from here on out. But yes, they also get what is his name? Powell Masiwoda on bass guitar. And, during those sessions, they reunite with Dieter. You were thinking, oh, crap, they reunite with Dieter. Those 2 tracks, Dieter helped work with them on that one. So maybe they're going to get back to the classic sound in some case. Unfortunately, because of contractual stuff, they weren't able to get him, unfortunately. And instead, we get who do they get on this album? Let me look on here. They end up getting, Erwin Musper comes back on this one. He was with them for, I believe, Pure Instinct. Yeah, well, last time won't be mentioned that. But yeah, they realized we ain't gonna do what we did for the previous 2 albums. We're going back to the hard rock, heavy metal, for the most part. So in comes their, at this point, the longest gap between albums for them, because this was 5 years, I believe. It was 5 years. 5 years, yeah. That will be broken. But we finally get to their comeback album, Unbreakable. So, Ben, take it away for at least something good, finally. A good album, but finally out of the dark void.
All right, so another thing they did in between that we forgot to mention too is this one right here, the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra, Moment of Glory, in 2000, an orchestra album, kind of following along to what Metallica did with S&M pretty much.
They also did Acoustica, which we'll mention about that when we get to Return to Forever. We'll get to that one.
I mean, there's some interesting stuff on here, like the orchestra version of Crossfire and Deadly Stink Suit's pretty cool. Hurricane 2000, Send Me an Angel, Still Loving You. But it's an orchestra album, so we're not going to spend time on that. Then they did Acoustica, which I don't own.
Yeah, there were some songs they did write for it, but unfortunately they left some stuff out from that.
All right, so now we get to 2004 with
Unbreakable.
Yes, came out in 2004. A return to a hard rock heavy sound. I mean, at the time they were trying to say that they were, at the time they were trying to say they're going back to their old sound in some ways, but I do hear some modern type of sounds on here too. Like New Generation, that's a good opener. I think it's a really good song. It's like, yes, finally, something that rocks. Love 'Em or Leave 'Em. Now, this one sounds like it could be a leftover from the Blackout sessions. But this one has tuned down guitars. So that, it definitely has that modern sound. Deep and Dark, not a bad track. Now, yeah, there is weak stuff on here. Of course, Borderline sucks. I don't like that song at all. Blood Too Hot, it's whatever. Maybe use a ballad with piano in it. It's kind of interesting. It kind of has a Queen vibe to it. It's
heavy. It got heavy near the end of the song, though.
I was going to say it gets heavy at the end. It's kind of a cool track, I think, actually. Some Days Now, I don't really have a ton of memory of it. My City, My Town, it's all right. Through My Eyes, yeah, it's not bad. Actually, that song's pretty decent. It's ballady, but it's pretty good. Can You Feel It? This track kicks ass. I do like this track. It's a good rocking tune.
Got a voice box solo in it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, this is the one that has a talk box solo and it kind of going back to like Animal Magnetism a bit. Yeah, that's a good track. I do like it. Probably the best track on the album. This Time's a good rocking track. I do like it. She Said Nah, sucks. Not a good track. Yep. And Remember the Good Times. No, it's
Retro not. Garage Mix. I mean, I look at it, it's like sounds something like it would belong in the '80s because of
Yeah,
that retro garage mix.
right. So this album is an improvement, obviously, over Pure Instinct and Eye to Eye, but it still gets a 6.5 out of 10 for me. We're getting there, but we're not there.
Yep, we'll get there. Yep, we're getting close to it. Yep. Like I said, first album with Howell on the bass. Starts with for me. Starts with New Generation, which sounds like a modern and shorter version of the Zoo, which is then followed by Love 'Em or Leave 'Em, which sounds like a song I have written on here. Sounds like a song Velvet Revolver would write, but instead it's Scorpions. I heard Velvet Revolver on this one. Deep and Dark, Good Rockin' Ballad, like No One Like You or something like that. Borderline, kind of like a combination of the Zoo and Rocky Like a Hurricane-ish sounding song. Blood Too Hot sounds like a Blackout song. Maybe I, Maybe You, kind of a true ballad, but yeah, like I said, very heavy sound at the end. Some Days Now is a pop punk / alternative sounding song, but done good. My City, My Town is a good radio rocking sounding song. Through My Eyes is like kind of like it's ballad, but it's like half rocking, half like real ballad and stuff like that. Can You Feel It? Another rocking ballad, but with a heavy sound. And like I said, the voice box solo. This time is another good rock song. She Said is another modern Scorps ballad. And like I said, an album and closes with Remember the Good Times, retro garage mix, which because of the aforementioned mix, makes it sound like it's from the 80s. Overall, it's a great comeback album. After two not consecutive not so great albums, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And now, finally, we get something heavy now. I didn't have to write much for this one because I know this by heart of how much I love this one. We got to probably the best one, I guess, in this part because, yeah, they started working with a lot of different people, among them being Desmond Child and the former vocalist, or currently now, but at the time, future vocalist of 6am, which was the super group with him, Nikki Sixx, and DJ Aspa, James Michael on. He was just doing production work on this one. There were so many other people that were writing for this next album. They got so many people on this next one. Yeah, we're talking about Scorpions' one and only concept album, and we did a review for this a while back.
Yeah, last year.
I believe maybe last year, maybe a couple of years ago. I can't remember. But yeah, we did talk about this one. Humanity Hour 1.
Yeah, there we go.
Which was, believe this or not, the first Scorpions album I ever bought when it came out in 2007. So, yep, let's talk about this, Ben. Oh, take it away.
Humanity Hour number 1. Now, obviously, the font's different on this album.
Yeah, first time they're using normal fonts since Fly the Rainbow. But if you look very closely on the Android or the robot thing on the cover, you might see the traditional Scorpions logo is on it as like a tattoo.
Like I do see that. Interesting. I never actually. Oh yeah, I do see it. Huh. I've never actually.
Let me put myself on here if I can. If you can see around the neck, you can't really see it, but if you look really closely, you will see that the tattoo is on its neck. Yep, but we have Richard DeVille up in here. But yep, let's talk about Humanity Hour 1.
So this album's really interesting. This album's a bit darker compared to other Scorpion albums.
Yeah, you would think, yes, this is by far the heaviest album Scorpions have done up to this point. Like, there are some songs that you can kind of pinpoint, oh, it's kind of heavy. Mind Like a Tree, very heavy, very industrial. No, this one is much more heavier. Take the heaviness of what they were doing with Mind Like a Tree and put it as a whole entire album. This is really heavy, and with different people involved in this. It's ridiculous the number of people that are involved in this album.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, for this album, they were going to try to get Ole John Roth back in the band to play on this album, but it never happened, unfortunately. That could have been interesting, too.
Yep. But they got someone even just as great as him. especially on this opening track, though.
All right, so we got 12 tracks. Okay, hour one begins things.
Yep.
Pretty good, dark, heavy beginning to this album.
Yep. Solo done. The guitar work done by John Five.
That's right.
This.
Let's guest appear on this track.
And we know he's a great guitarist. This just is like, my God, he's heavy. The guitar work from him is great, but it's ridiculous how heavy it is with him on there.
So then we got The Game of Life, just another really good track, in my opinion. You know, another rocking track. We Were Born to Fly. This one definitely has more of a modern sound to it, which I'm not really a fan of, like a lot of modern stuff, but this is actually a really, really good song.
Love it. I love it.
Let's see. The Future Never Dies is a pretty dark song. It's weird. It kind of almost
it's a ballad, but it's probably one of the this is one of their best ballads they've ever done. It's up there with the likes of Still Loving You, easily up there.
Yeah, it is a good ballad. So You're Loving Me to Death, another really good track in my opinion. You know, 3, 2, 1's probably the heaviest track on this record, if I remember correctly. Just a pounding, heavy song. Love Will Keep Us Alive is another ballad. It's actually another really good ballad, in my opinion.
Yeah, another great ballad on this.
We Will Rise Again's another really, really good song.
Oh, hell yeah. Like,
yeah, that one's a good, like, heavy track. Your Last Song, pretty good stuff. Love Is War, again, another solid track from what I remember. The Cross and Humanity, man. You talk about a good way to end this freaking album. The song Humanity is freaking awesome.
Yeah, kind of. It's that kind of continuing that they usually ended with a ballad. I know Humanity is kind of a ballad, and it is a very, very, ooh.
Yeah, Humanity actually got a little bit of airplay at that time too. So
music video too. It's a music video too.
That's
hey, true. Nice to see you here, King Fraser.
He is King Fraser.
Yeah, welcome to the stream. We're talking Scorpions. Scorpions Part 2 Deep Dive. You kind of missed us talking about the bad albums from them, but maybe you can watch this back when it's done.
So yeah, this album I think is pretty damn underrated. I would give it like a 9 out of 10.
Yep. Yeah, you would give it a 9. It's like, but yeah, that to me is kind of, at least for me when it comes to this, considering I have such a personal attachment to this album because this is the first Scorpions album I ever bought and love it to death. I know you would grow up with an albums like Love at First Sting, Blackout, Amulet, Magnetism, but for me, this is the one album that I absolutely love to death. I didn't even have to write all of the songs on. I didn't have to write notes for this song because I know this album front to back. I know this. Love Hour One, heavy as hell. Got certain people on there like Rudolph helps write it. But you got the usuals of, I think Klaus helps write some stuff. Rudolph helps write some stuff. But you also got James Michael, like I said, 6 a.m. vocalist, that super group that has DJ Ashba and Nikki Sixx along with James Michael on there. Like I said, John Five does a killer guitar work on there. Game of Life, I freaking love that one too. We Were Born to Fly. Yeah, kind of pseudo, like a rockin' ballad. Just remember hearing that one, just like remembering I'm in Pflugerville in Texas, just blasting that on my stereo or even in my CD player, just jamming to it and just loving it all the way. The Future Never Dies is probably my favorite Scorpions ballad of all time. You're Loving Me to Death, freaking great rockin' song. 3, 2, 1, love it. Love Will Keep Us Alive is another one I love. We Will Rise Again and then Humanity, all that stuff. With some of these songs, it's just like, love this. I know because this is one of my. I understand that, Fraser, but for me, when it comes to this album, there's no other rating I can give this other than this one for me because this is my favorite Scorpions album. of all time. This is my number one, pretty much. So I gotta give it this one because they don't top an album like this for me ever again. I gotta give it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. This one's a 10 out of 10 for me. You know, this is the one album. This is the album for me that I love from Scorpions more than Love at First Sting. Nothing, no, all with no disrespect to the classics. This to me is my favorite Scorpions album of all time. It will never change for me. You know, I got 10 out of 10 for me. Love Humanity Hour 1. This is my all-time favorite Scorpions album right here. I will show you the cover here. If I can show you which one it is. Right there, Fraser. That is the cover of Scorpions Humanity Hour 1. Got a robot android thing on the cover, which on the neck it has the traditional Scorpions logo. But God, that is my all-time favorite Scorpions album. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But like I said, they don't top this because at first, you know, they were announcing a farewell tour and a farewell album. This was going to be their final album until they ended up putting a kibosh to that, and they put out 2 albums after this. But we'll talk about their quote-unquote final farewell album, Sting in the Tail. So, yep, not much else to say about this. Same lineup. So, yep, Ben, take away with Sting in the Tail.
Sting of the Tail. Okay, now this album definitely goes back to the 80s sound. Now this one definitely sounds like, to me, it kind of sounds like Love at First Sting Part 2, to be honest. Because, you know, the first track, Raised on Rock, man, they mentioned pretty much references to Rock You Like a Hurricane in it, so you know where we're going here. I mean, it's a good track. It's rocking. The title track, Sting of the Tail, is a good rocking tune, too. And that style, Slave, or what was that? Fucking, oh, yeah, Slave Me's all right. The Good Die Young. This track's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I want to point that one out. This kind of sounds, listening to this one, it kind of sounds like it's a leftover from Humanity, Hour 1. It kind of sounds like it a little bit.
Yeah, this track does have that Humanity vibe to it. And this also has guest vocals by Tarja from the original the original vocalist of Nightwish on it.
Yeah, I was like, it kind of because of that, it kind of adds to that Humanity Hour 1 vibe to it because of the vocals like that. And it kind of also fits that theme of what they were doing on that album. It was just like, it kind of fits to me.
Right, pretty good song. Yeah, I like it. No Limits is a good upbeat rocker. You know, you got Rock Zone, which is pretty decent. L'Oreal's a ballad. A well-done ballad, I must say. So this one definitely harkens back to, like, Love at First Sting indeed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this one. Whereas the other ballad was more like Humanity Hour 1, this one kind of does sound like classic Scorpions.
What the fuck? I can't read this shit.
Turn You On.
Turn You On. Yeah, this is just your typical perverted hard rocking Scorpion song. You know, what more could you say?
Yep. Let's Rock.
Let's Rock. Yeah, there's a lot of rock references on this damn album. Let's Rock. It's decent. Sly. Quintessentially Still Loving You Part 2. That's pretty much what this song is. And it's fucking beautiful. I love this fucking song. Spirit of Rock, this one I don't like. It's the worst track on the album. The Best Is Yet to Come. I think it's a good way to end this album. This is definitely an improvement.
Yeah.
I would still, I'd give this one probably an 8 out of 10. It's decent. It's not bad at all.
Yep. I mean, obviously from here, it's more like shorter notes for me. Yeah, obviously I mentioned, there are some of the songs pretty much sound like they would sound like classic, but I mentioned The Good Die Young, and I also mentioned The Best Is Yet to Come. Feel like they're leftovers from Humanity Hour 1, because I look at The Best Is Yet to Come, it sounds so much like the closer of Humanity Hour 1. Humanity, it sounds so much when I was listening, I'm like, this sounds like Humanity, the track Humanity. Not the whole album, just the track Humanity. But for the most part, Oh, yeah, this album pretty much sounds like what they've done in the past with a more modern sound. Yep, pretty much. Not much I can say. 9.5 out of 10. Love it. All right, next. Let's not get into this. Obviously, this is the last one with James Kotick, and he would be. I think he left or was fired and stuff like that after this one.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened there.
We'll get into who replaces him after this one. But yeah, we get into Return to Forever, which is just, I will just essentially say leftovers pretty much. So talk about Return to Forever.
Return to Forever. Okay, yeah, this one's basically, and I forget what songs are actually leftovers, to be honest. We were talking, like House of Cards is a leftover, I know. I think we built this house, might be a leftover. I can't.
No, okay, here's the ones that are new.
Yeah, good.
Going out with a bang. We built this. How many? Boy, I need to look at how many we're gonna look at because we're talking about. Okay, there's 12 tracks. So I'm looking at. So let's see. The ones that are kind of originals for this are Going Out with a Bang. We built this house. All for One kind of feels like an original. Rock and Roll Band. Rolling Home. The Scratch. Yeah, the Scratch is it. I ain't gonna count anything beyond Gypsy Life because Gypsy Life was the point of the regular album, and then you have other versions of it later that are basically, those are the ones that are essentially new material, pretty much for this. But for the most part, they're all leftovers of songs that they've written in previous sessions that never made it onto official releases, pretty much.
All right, yes, so we got 12 tracks now. This version I have has 19 tracks on it. Well, there's a bunch of tracks I have too. I'm not going to talk about the bonus tracks, though. I'm just going to talk about
going all the way up to Gypsy Life is the official regular version, pretty much.
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie, this album is a very hard listen with all 19 tracks. It's just long.
Yeah, it's just like, I just went to Gypsy Life for me.
Right. But I thought, the bonus tracks on here aren't bad, though. But it just makes it a very long album.
Exactly.
So we're going to talk about 12 standard tracks. Yes, the opening track, Going Out with a Bang. This is a good hard rocking tune. I like it, man. We built this house. I really like too. It's like upbeat, Rock My Car sounds like it could have been on Blackout. Pretty good stuff. House of Cards I think House of Cards is a really good ballad.
Yep. This one, it says here, is a song written for which Schenker wrote music in 1998-99. And then Mighty wrote lyrics for it in 2001. Originally, they wanted to put this song on the live album Acoustica, but they never did.
Oh, no, I think it's a pretty decent track. Let's see. All for One's a pretty rocking track, too. Rock and Roll Band.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Pretty much Rock and Roll Band is a song about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Pretty much. That's all you need to know with it.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Band's a good track. Catch Your Look and Play.
It was for the Savage Amusement sessions, pretty much.
It's okay. It's nothing to write home about. Let's see, Rolling Home. It's there, that's all I can really say about it.
It's a new song.
Hard rocking the place, pretty good rocker.
Yeah.
I thought Eye of the Storm was a really good track on here.
91. It was written around 1991, pretty much. So this was post Crazy World, pretty much.
The Scratch, kind of whatever.
New one, last song written for the album. And then you got Gypsy Life.
Gypsy Life isn't too bad. That's a pretty good song.
Made for Acoustica as well.
It's weird because I think this one's a little bit of a step down from Sting of the Tail. I'm giving this one a 7.5 out of 10.
Yep.
It's just really hard to remember some of these songs on here because of how loaded it is.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, I don't have much for this one. Aside from a few new songs, this album is pretty much leftovers that didn't make it onto previous albums. Not much else I can say. And then we come to what is the final one. Like I mentioned before, he did James Kodak was left or he was fired, and they get former Motorhead drummer Mickey D on the drums, pretty much. And we get what is so far their most recent album in 2022, if I'm correct. This was this is the one that has the I mentioned before. Obviously, there's also a gap between Sting and the Tail and then Return to Forever. This one's the longest gap. I believe this is about 7 years, I believe.
Yeah, I believe you're right. 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years in between. But they get Mickey D from Motorhead. Rest in peace, Lemmy, by the way. But yeah, he comes on and they get him for what is so far their most recent album, which is well over 3 years now. Rock Believer.
Oh, yeah. This is more like it. Now, this one really goes back. This one fully goes back to the old 80s sound. Like that Blackout, Animal Magnetism, Love Drive sound. This is a fucking great album. And they even went back to using old equipment they used to record with back when they were recording those albums. Like Rudolph went back and used some old amps that he used back then. Yeah, this fucking album kicks ass. I think it does. Gas in the Tank, man. And the songs on here are much more memorable, too. Gas in the Tank freaking rocks. What a good beginning, just a good rocking, upbeat tune. Roots in My Boots, kind of a stupid title. I used to actually not really care for this song, but it definitely grew on me. Knock 'Em Dead fucking rocks, just a killer track. The title track, Rock Believer, is really good. They made a video for that track. It's a great song.
Yeah, they did a music videos. They have a lot of. I think that's when they have some different people. I know they had clips of where they were showing themselves from the 80s. Rudolph had their mustache and all that stuff. It's all cool and stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool music video. I like that.
Yeah, it's a really good, catchy song. It just sounds like classic Scorpions. Now, this next song to me is a throwback to their 70s material. Shining of Your Soul. This sounds like it could have been on Entrance. At least that's the vibe I'm getting.
I'll talk about that when I get to it. It's one of the few songs I have that I mentioned on here, title track included.
Yeah, this is one I can definitely picture like Ole doing a guitar solo on. It definitely has that old 70s Scorpion sound to it. The Seventh Son freaking kicks ass. This is
God, yeah, this was another one. This, and then it was the intro of Knock 'Em Dead. I have written the zoo type sound where it's more doomy, like very doom metal.
Well, to me, this is like quintessentially China White Part 2. It's got that slow, heavy, doomy groove to it. It's even got like a similar bass part to it. Just good stuff. Hot and Cold is a good, heavy track. Okay, now this track, the only issue I have, I wish we had like 1982 style Claus Main vocals on this track. Obviously, he's in his 70s. You're not going to get that now. But man, I could just picture Claus Main doing like his old classic high vocals on this track.
What song is it?
On Hot and Cold, yes. It kind of has a heavy Love Drive vibe to it. When I Lay My Bones to Rest, another good rocking track. Peacemaker's another excellent track.
Another one that had an interest. It was kind of a very interesting music video when I was watching that one. I was like, that is a pretty cool music video. They're in like some down, like pretty cool, like a Chinese or Japanese kind of city where it's all neon and stuff like that. It's kind of cool, actually.
But yeah, Peacemaker, they did a video for that track. It's the second single released from the album. Good song, really good song. Called the Wild's the only track on this album I do not like. It's just weak. It just seems like it goes nowhere, really. Then we get a kind of like a classic Scorpions album. It ends with a ballad. When You Know Where You Come From. It's a good way. It's a good ballad. It's a good way to end this album. Yeah, this one's definitely an improvement. I'm going to give this one a 9.3 out of 10.
Yep. For me, like I said, there's some stuff. Once again, just not much I can say about this one on here. Kind of pretty much continuing, but definitely better. From Return to Forever and Singing of the Tale. It does have some, like I said, title track has a pretty cool music video that's clips from their path. Shining of Your Soul has kind of a reggae verse and a
Yeah.
solo section as well as a jazzy bridge before the solo. I'm like, that kind of sounds jazzy before they got to the solo part. Like you say, yeah, I didn't mention Peacemaker, but yeah, the music video for that. But I did mention and Knock 'em Dead and the Knock 'em Dead intro and Seven Son have the zoo type sound where it's more doomy. Overall, it's just sounds that sound like they're classics but more modern. But yeah, I will give this a once again another 9.5 grade. It has some highlights and stuff like that, but we got a few people in here there, but they can show all this. But yes, that is so far their most recent album. Maybe they might make another one. I don't know. They don't really need to. They're kind of one of those lazy back. They got a lot of albums and stuff like that. So
I mean, if that's their final album, if that's their final album, they're definitely they would go out with a bang to me. Forgot to mention too, this album cover is definitely a throwback to like early school.
Oh, seeing some of the videos when I was listening to that album was like the mouth was moving and then the scorpion tattoo was moving too. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool looking. So, but yes, we're coming to the part now where we got the rankings and we're doing two separate rankings. Remember this, Ben. We're doing the one for part 2, and then we got the overall ranking. So that's all 19 albums. So, yep, there's going to be a lot of albums. But at least we're going to start off a little bit easy with the part 2 ranking. I'm pretty sure we both have the same albums at 8 and 9 for this. Am I correct, Ben?
Yes.
Sure yeah, I'm pretty sure. Number 9 and number 8. Number 9 is I and number 8 is Pure Instinct, correct?
Yep, not last place.
Yeah, I'm 9 to 9.
Yes, Pure Instinct would be 8.
Yep. My number 7 for this one is Return to Forever.
Let's see. My number 7 would be Unbreakable.
That's my number 6, actually. Number 6 is Unbreakable for me.
Let's see. Number 6 for me would be Crazy World.
Number 5 is Sting in the Tail.
Number 5 for me. So what do I got here? Okay. Oh yeah, number 5 for me is probably going to be going to go Face the Heat.
Ooh. Number 4 for me, Rock Believer.
Number 4 for me is Return to Forever.
Number 3 for me, Crazy World.
Number 3 for me is going to be Sting of the Tail.
Number 2 for me, Face the Heat.
Humanity Hour 1.
That's my number 1. That's my number 1. Humanity Hour 1 is my number 1.
And number 1 obviously is Rock Believer.
Yep. All right, now we come to the overall. 19 is Eye to Eye. That should be obvious.
Yeah, 19 to Eye to Eye.
18 is Pure Instinct for me. So that's
yes.
Yep. This is. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go have it be a little bit different from here, considering this is where we get.
All right, so number 17 to me, pretty much a similar order here. Unbreakable.
Yep. My number 17 is Lonesome Crow.
Ooh. Oh, that one kind of hurts.
Yeah. It's not that bad of an album. Everything above it is 9 out. It's a 9 out of 10. It's not a bad album. It's just that I don't have much priority for it.
So let's see. We're up to number 17, right?
Yeah, I just said 17 is Lonesome Crow.
Did I say 17? No.
You said you 18 and 19. I'm pretty sure we both agreed is number 19. Eye to Eye. 18 would be Pure Instinct. Those are my.
No, 17 for me was Unbreakable. Okay, yeah.
Yep, 17 is Lonesome Crow for me. My number 16 is Fly to the Rainbow.
Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, it's like I said, everything at the very least, all these are 9 out of 10s. It's like they're 9 or higher out of 10s. It's like
Let's
everything
see.
17 and onward have such a bigger gap between them and 18 and 19. It's ridiculous.
All right, number 16 for me, it's going to be Savage Amusement.
Number 15 for me is Return to Forever.
Let's see, number 15 for me, it's going to be Crazy World.
My number 14 is Unbreakable.
Number 14 for me, it's going to be Face the Heat.
My number 13 is Sting in the Tail.
Number 13 for me is going to be Return to Forever.
We're at number 12, correct? I'm assuming?
Correct.
Yep. My number 12, Rock Believer.
All right, number 12 is going to be Sting of the Tail.
Yep. My number 11, Taken by Force.
Oh! Oh!
It's just outside the top 10. It's just outside the top 10 for me.
Oh, that's such a masterpiece.
I love
All
it
right.
too, but it's just like one has to unfortunately not make a top 10. You only get 10 spots. It's like, come on.
All right, number 11 for me. Oh, this is one that might hurt some people. Love at First Sting.
Oh God, that's my number 10. In Trance.
Oh!
Don't
No!
get me wrong. I love Entrance. I love Entrance, and it's number 10. It barely makes it into the top 10.
Oh shit! Gonna need to
Top
fuck me
10's
ass.
a good thing. Top 10's a good thing.
So what? We're up to number 9 now.
Yeah, I'm up to number 10. I'm at 10. My 10 is Entrance. Who's your number 10?
Number 9 for me is going to be.
Oh, did you do 10? Did you do 10 yet? Because I just did 10.
Oh yeah, was it number 10? No,
Yeah, it is number 10. I haven't done number 9 yet.
Number 10. Okay, so we got 19, 17, 16, 14, 13, 12. Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. I did not do number 10 yet.
Yep.
So my number 10 is going to be. Well, kind of hate to put this one this low, but it's got to go there just because I'm more equipped to the earlier albums. Humanity Hour 1.
Oh, God, that's... It pains me to see that. Number 9. Virgin Killer.
Oh.
Not as bad. That's worse than when I said Taken in by Force in Trance are at number 10 and 11.
Okay, so number 9 for me is going to be. Okay, I got this figured out. Okay, never mind.
Alrighty.
Besides dropping shit. Okay, number 9 for me, well, obviously the newest album, Rock Believer, at number 9.
Well, okay, number 8. Love Drive.
Ooh, this is where it starts getting a little tough. Okay, so number 8
Yeah,
for
this
me.
is where we're getting all the 80s, 90s, early 90s. Some of the 80s stuff is getting in here. Aside from one, you'll probably know what it is. So we're at number 8. My number 8 is Love Drive. So what is your number 8?
Oh man. This could change anytime. I'm going with Animal Magnetism for number 8.
That's my number. That's funny. That's a segue into my number 7, Animal Magnetism.
Let's see. Number 7 for me is going to be.
Sorry, Frazier. That's my number 17, unfortunately. He said Lonesome Crow. maybe.
Yeah, we're up to number 7, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're at number 7.
Gonna go with Lonesome Crow for 7.
My number 6 is Savage Amusement.
Oh, damn, that's really high.
Yep, that's pretty high.
Let's see, number 6. Holy shit, this is getting tough. Okay, number 6 is going to be Fly to the Rainbow.
Ooh, nah. My number 5, Crazy World.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn, that's a hot one. Okay, number 5. Okay, here we go. And this is fucking hard. Because all these albums are fucking good. Okay, number 5 is going to be Blackout.
Oof. My number 4, Face the Heat. And I'm going to go and quickly grab my number 3 here real quick.
Okay, so number 4 for me. Okay, I got it. Number 4 is going to be Love Drive. I'll wait for Ryan to come back for our top 3. So yeah, number 4, Love Drive. What's going on, Fraser? Tina USA.
All right. I have my number 3.
Did you hear my number 4?
What did you have at number 4? My number 4 is Face the Heat.
Love Drive for number 4.
Okay, let me get this thing situated. I didn't grab it in part 1, but I'm making sure to grab it. My number 3, Blackout.
I really had a blackout, baby. All right, number 3 for me is Virgin Killer.
Ooh, that high. My number 2. My number 2. Love It First Sting.
Number 2 for me is Taken by Force.
Nice. I mean, you have my number 1. You have my number. My number 1. Humanity Hour 1.
Yep. Well, my number 1 is Entrance.
Nice.
That's Scorpion.
Oh, your number 1 and 2 are my number 10 and 11.
Yep.
And my numbers 1 and 2 are your numbers 10 and 11. How ironic that is.
All right, so this journey is over. We've been planning this for probably 3 years to do this Scorpions deep dive.
Oh, we've been finally. I think all of this came into fruition since Jeff. Jeff only did remember, people. Jeff only did a partial one. He only went up to Savage Amusement. He did Lonesome Crow up to Savage Amusement. I would wager he'd probably be pissed at me seeing some of the 70s stuff are not. Well, actually, I take that back. Some of the 70s stuff are in the top 10 for me. He'd probably be pissed seeing Lonesome Crow and Fly to Rainbow for me at number so low on my list, but it is what it is. They ain't bad. It's just like, I'm more used to calling to their, classic hard rock stuff.
And look, Fraser needs some loving.
Yeah. I apologize for having some of those classics being so low, but you got to remember, Humanity Hour 1 was my introduction to this band, pretty much.
For me, I've been listening to this band since the 80s, so.
I've known about them, but it's like my introduction was Humanity Hour 1. That's what? Jesus, that's almost 20 years ago. Wow. I've been kind of a casual fan of theirs for almost 20 years. But I know but after once Jeff did the partial one, I said to him, we need to do them and we need to talk about everything from them. And I'm glad we were able to finally nail this down. So, what's next for yes. So what is next for us? Well, I know Ben told me that after all of this, he was going to take a break. You said, I don't know if it's changed if you said you were going to take a break from all of this, but if it's still true to them right now, but I know you and I have been wanting to get this done before you go and take a break from all the social media stuff.
I'm just taking a break from everything else on social media. Too much negativity.
Yeah. But I knew I was like, we had to get this done. We had to get this done. So, yes, I want to make a shout out for Jeff. Jeff from Jeff Knows Get Hank Nate. If you hadn't done the partial deep dive for Scorpion, we wouldn't be able to do this where we get to talk about everything for them. So, I think for me, what is next? I think I got several more, at least the full deep dives that I got left now. I'm going to have to look and see who I got left on the schedule. I think now the Scorpions are done. I have, I'm pretty much going to do Iron Maiden next month. That's in 2 parts. It might just be me. There may be other people. And then I got September is Ghost. October is Merciful Fate King Diamond. We're going to try and attempt to do it in 1 part for Merciful Fate and King Diamond. 1 part. And I know it's going to be really long, but hopefully it goes well. But after that, I think November I got maybe Cohen and Camry, and then after that, nothing else in December.
So people in the chat room, starting in January of 2026, we're going to do the whole entire Buckethead discography. It might last us till 2050, but hey, we're going to do it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no. I think we've done that before. I mean, we could definitely redo that one. We definitely need it. Maybe 2026 we might have to do some redos. So I definitely say Megadeth might be one of them. Metallica, we've said we're gonna redo that one because while Metallica was great, there was one problem, and
there was a problem with that.
But we won't mention that problem. We'll keep it confidential, but we know while the deep dive went great and it was all great, I know we had that one glaring issue, and I'm not, like I said, not going to mention it. But that may be for next year and stuff like that. I think with Ben, I know you had said to me you want to be in the Merciful Fate King Diamond one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that is an instant one for us. Oh. As for other things, yes, like I said, Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden might just end up being me, because Jeff said he was going to do some solo ones. But I'm like, well, if I have to do Iron Maiden by myself, so be it. But if I get people, it'd be great.
We could do Iron Maiden.
And Iron Maiden would be in 2 parts as well. Well, it'd be all the classic. It'd be the up to Fear the Dark, and then it's the Blaze, and then the reunion albums pretty much after that.
Could do Robert Flip of King Crimson. He was a part of over 1,200 albums.
Jesus, no. Hell no. That will be, no. I think, well, anything to say, Ben, before we end this?
All right, kiddos. If you want a radio show tonight, I'll do a radio show for you people.
Yeah, we've only been an hour and a half. I got nothing else better to do. I gotta go maybe do some dishes and stuff like that. But I think other than that, it might be nothing else to do for me tonight. So I might just relax for a bit, then probably go to bed.
Right on. All right, thanks to everybody for joining in who did join in for this deep dive of the Scorpion.
Yeah, Courtney, Tina, Fraser, Rick, Me Metal Mike was in here for a bit.
Got King Fraser, Courtney, Tina USA, the Toasted Goat.
Yep, we got Courtney and Me Metal Mike. Like I said, Dreadful Rick was in here when we were getting to the bad albums. Fraser, Tina, to those who were just lurking, thank you. I
think Scott Sarah was here too.
Yeah, Scott Sarah was in here too. Yeah, that's right. Scott was in here. So thank you for popping in this. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you very much. Hopefully you might be in the chat for when we do freaking Iron Maiden. Yeah. And Iron Maiden's my all-time favorite band. But even I know, as much as I love Iron Maiden, they have done some albums that are questionable for me. You'll probably see which ones those are if I do Iron Maiden. But that will be next month, pretty much. God dang, stupid thing. But yes, that'll be Scott Poser. Ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we will end this now. So yes, thank y'all for tuning in. Scorpions, Part 2, Deep Dive. See y'all later. And as always, keep things metal.
Hell yeah.